right, so this is episode 1 of the Faith and Fitness podcast, where we discuss how faith and fitness come together as one. And I'm your host, Nick Hurd, and with my beautiful wife, Monique Hurd.
Hello, hi. Hi, everybody. He did that perfect.
How you doing
Remarkable, beautiful, lovely, amazing. I'm doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm doing good. I got you.
Oh, I love that. That was good. All right, so we're going to get into it. I'm super excited to talk about this because I'm always happy to hear what you're going to do, what you want to do, and watching you do it. All right, so let them know. What are you doing?
Well, this podcast, the main reason for the podcast was to actually talk about how faith and fitness, how they go as one, and how if one isn't strong and the other is, things can tend to be off. And when they're both working together, sky's the limit. And you've heard me talk about this time and time again. I haven't that long came to this realization, but I'm on my own journey with it, and I like to talk about it.
Well, I'm always big talking about everyone's got a reason. They got their why. So I know, going on 20 years, I know exactly who you are, what you're about, how you do this. But for anyone that does not know what my husband is about as far as fitness, he eats it, he breathes it, he walks it, he talks it. Throughout all these years, he has maintained fitness is a number one priority. But it does not come without faith. And so over the years, I've watched this grow and grow and grow, and it has turned into something that now it is completely a blend of the two, right? So tell everybody, Nick, what I already know. Tell everybody about you being a fitness fanatic and how it's turned into more than just fitness.
Well, first of all, let's start off. I'm 45 years old.
Yeah.
I'm a born-again Christian, and I'm a basketball trainer and a certified NASM Certified Personal Trainer.
Okay, I'm going to go beyond this because NASM Certified Personal Trainer, yes. Basketball trainer, yes. We believe in Jesus, yes. But it goes beyond that. I think it was a relationship, me, the basketball, you, me, the gym, you. We've been on this all together all these years. So we got pictures, you in shape like a bodybuilder at what, 15?
Yeah.
This goes way back. This is deep fitness. And so it has grown from that. And so all those years you doing your fitness, all those years you doing just your love for fitness, what made it change now? Tell them, I know, but what do you think happened?
I would say...
You being in your 40s, what has happened?
Well, I want to go back even further than that. So I would say probably, like she said, I've always been involved in fitness. I've always thought fitness was important. But I would say about 15 years ago is where I started to really think that fitness could be something that I wanted to do. So about 15 years ago, me and my cousin Brandon, we were working out almost every day at our local gym, and we're working out really hard, and he told me that he had a shoulder injury, and it was preventing him from doing certain exercises and kind of keeping up with the numbers that we were going. So I started working with him while we were working out in different exercises that pertain to the shoulder to get it stronger. And once it started getting stronger and we were able to stay on the same page with our workouts, it kind of inspired me and let me know that not only was I was already skills training, so it wasn't like I didn't know how to teach and how to show people how to do stuff, but it wasn't in the weight room. It wasn't working out. And so once he started seeing improvement in his shoulder, and he was telling me and thanking me for helping him out with that, it kind of made me think, like, I can do I can train in this field as well. And that was just a thought. I started looking more into the certifications, but it still wasn't like a priority. Like there was nothing pressing me to really do it like that. But it was in the back of my mind. And then I did actually purchase the course, the material, the textbook, and all that. And I was studying, but still wasn't taking it that serious. Distracted, doing other things. But it's still in the back of my mind. So that was like 15 years ago. Still training, with the basketball. And with the basketball training, I was still doing a little personal training with that, but it wasn't just strictly the weight room. So about 2 years ago, I buckled down, got my certification. And during that time, I got a revelation from God that let me know the direction I need to go with my personal training. I don't just need to personal train, but I need to be an example as to why you need to be in shape. Why I should be a personal trainer that would set me apart. And it will almost be like my mission is through personal training. Everybody has their own mission on what they want to do in life, what they feel they're called to do in life. Mine, I feel, is personal training. And my angle with the personal training is to blend the fitness and the faith behind it. And that's what we're here to talk about today. But yeah, that goes back to about 15 years ago as to what kind of sparked it. My interest in personal training, like I said, like you said, I've always been in fitness.
Way in fitness. Way golfing, all nonsense. Way. Now, with that, I'm going to touch on that because while you've been always into fitness, and I want to say thank you, that has not been something that you have like forced, or I won't say forced. It's not something that throughout the years I ever felt like I had to do anything. So when I started working out, it was purely because I had my own reasons why. And I think that's so important that people have their reason why. They have their own purpose for what they're doing it for. But thank you for letting me reach my moment of, I think everything is a timing. And the things that I've been doing to be more in shape for my personal reasons why has been only my reasons why. And not like, the personal trainer who is constantly saying workout. I've had my time to grow into why I like fitness, why I want to be fit, and why I'm trying to grow. And it's not just an outward thing. So let's talk about that. It's not just an outward thing. It's not just about looking nice. It's not just about the muscles. Those things are nice, but who is your message for?
Well, it's good that you touched on that because everything that you just said is honestly a byproduct.
It is.
It's a byproduct. So what it is when you find the reason as to why you want to be in shape, and I would say my ultimate message would be the reason why you want to get in shape is because you want to be at your full capacity and your best state to do what God created you to do on this earth. Everybody's got a different path. Everybody's got a different journey. But if you're not physically at your best, you're not going to be at your best. And that's the bottom line, no matter what you're trying to do in this world.
Because at the end of the day, as everyone gets older, they're already going to have more issues that may arise health-wise. It's going to happen. But, I mean, if you're a parent, you got children, whatever's the thing that's going on in your life, you being at your best, it goes beyond just physically. It's improving mentally. It's improving in so many different areas. If you have the discipline to start doing workouts and doing the things that you physically need. If your back is hurting, your leg is hurting, you're moaning and groaning when you wake up, it's just natural that there's a change that needs to happen. Now, I do believe timing makes the biggest difference. And while we're young, it's just fun and games.
It's just fun and games. Laugh and giggle.
Pick up a 5-pound weight, have on your cute outfit, act like you're doing something. With that 5-pound weight, you just, down there doing dolphins for no reason. For fun.
I tell a buddy...
Captain America workouts.
I tell my buddy Jeremy almost every week, I said, if I knew then what I knew now, like, I feel right now that I've reached a point in myself physically that I'm in a good place. But if I'd have did this 15, 20 years ago when I was capable, when I was even more capable, when I was even more capable, how ahead of the game I would be. You know what I mean? And you can't go back. You know, you got it when it hits you, it hits you.
Yeah. That timing
it's
is
about timing.
That timing is everything. And then so with that, okay, I know, but I want to make sure everybody else knows. That what is that amazing age? That amazing age. Those people. I mean, you willing to train anybody who got the same mindset as you. And I want to touch on that mindset, meaning training people. They're obviously wanting to be fit. That's an outwardly thing, but they're also trying to work on themselves so it's well rounded on a spiritual. You know, they have other reasons aside from just trying to lose 5 pounds, lose 10 pounds, right?
Right.
But that sweet age that you always are talking about, I'm 45, I'm 45, I'm 45, I'm 45. Why is that sweet age in them 40s so big for you?
Well, I would say it's big for me. I would say personally, because that's almost like a crossroads especially for men in their 40s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where you got to start getting some things, you know, especially physically. You got to start getting some things in order. If you haven't had them in order, you got to start having certain annual checkups and you know, and making sure this is working right and that's working right. And the sooner you take priority before certain stuff happens, the better. And even if stuff has, you know what I mean, happen, it's better late than never. When you get the knowledge, you run with it.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And get a handle on it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I just think that's huge. And for anybody listening, don't think it's too late.
Yeah.
Start where you are. You know, just start where you are. There's plenty of knowledge out there. It's on social media. It's everywhere, all day, every day.
Yeah.
You know, listen to who resonates with you. You know, I'm not gonna be for everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody ain't gonna be for me. You know. But that's okay. You know. And now that you mentioned that,
I know, because I spark stuff. I'm good at that.
Exactly.
I know.
Exactly.
That's what I do.
I'm looking to build community. I'm looking to build community with this, and not just my age group. Anybody listening at any age, I already told you. If I'd have started when I was younger, you know, so it's never too early, and I feel it's never too late. As long as you're on this earth, you still got a mission to do something. You need to be in your best shape.
Touching on that, I really do. I think it's really big to also kind of touch on the reason why, like you say. A couple people that we listen to, we're going to touch on a couple people that we like to listen to. I think that'd be good to kind of throw that in there as to some people at the end of it that we like listening to. Maybe just if they want to check out the people, a couple different books we've read, a couple people, you know, maybe they're talking about nutritional things as far as the diet and all of that. So we'll definitely have that at the end, just to name drop a couple people that we like. But aside from that, touching on me personally, I want to touch on the demand out here for people. Yes, we're kind of talking about people in their 40s, but the demand out here for people that are needing to get fit for whatever their reasons are, and you being a great supply for that. If people they have their starting reason for why they're trying to get fit, right? Maybe they went to the doctor, maybe this is up, maybe that's up, blood pressure's up, got swelling in the ankles, they got whatever's going on. They have a why, and you have to have a why. It's really important because timing is so important. When you're young, there is no real why past just being cute. That's it.
Right.
You got your youth, you already toned, you got your muscles, you're already thin, you're all of that. You got all the energy in the world. And it definitely does change as you get older, and now there becomes more whys. And I think when you're older and you start, and first of all, we're not old, I want to make that clear. But as you get older in age, a certain level of maturity and dedication and commitment can come up when you're trying to get your health as a priority. And it does take a little bit of that age to start to see the bigger picture of it, right? And it helps you stick to it even more. So people have their reasons why. I'll even talk about mine. Went to the doctor just blood pressure was a little bit higher than what I felt comfortable with. Didn't have to be on medicine, but where I work, I see all the medicine that people are on. So my starting reason for starting to do my runs, my runs and just moving more was just to move more. And with that being said, what's wrong?
No, go ahead.
Oh. And so with that being said, that was my starting why. It's also my ending why. But having someone that if you don't have the middle area, the how to get there, whether it be with Nick, because like he said, he may not be for everybody. Everybody may not be wanting to combine faith and fitness, meaning they're not trying to work on themselves internally, spiritually. They're not trying to have moments that they are praying or evaluating decisions or trying to do things in a different way. They may just only want just fitness. But if you're wanting someone that is like-minded like you, that is trying to develop outwardly and inwardly, 100% you're the supply for that. You're the supply. And I think everybody that needs to have someone that can help guide them as to maybe some workouts, give them that community that you're wanting to build, people have to find someone that can give them that. Whatever trainer that is, whether it's a YouTube video, whatever you're watching, we just have to start moving. I mean, we're blessed to have the body and the mindset to be able to make those decisions, to make those changes. And we got to start facilitating how we going to change.
Yeah.
How we going to do better? Whether you're adult, your kids are adults, it don't matter. I mean, we just all need to do better. So whatever level of leadership we have, we're able to move in it, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, at the end of the day, your health is so important. Mental health, physical health, spiritual health, it all comes together.
Yeah.
And that's where I think fitness and faith, that's how they're blended.
I mean, that's perfectly said.
That's perfectly said.
I couldn't say it better myself.
Oh my good.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like I said, you're never too young to start. You're never too old to start. It's just, you know, when you get the knowledge that resonates with you and you know it hits home, you got to run with it. Don't sit on it, because you wouldn't sit on it if there was something wrong. You know, you might as well when you get that opportunity, run with it. And one thing that has hit me and has recently hit me as far as how I think about personal training is that I don't want to get too deep with it, but this is more on the spiritual aspect of it in a way. God created your body first. Well, he created your spirit first.
I'm glad you're getting into this because I was wanting to go there with it.
God created your spirit first. Then he created your body. Then he created everything else. Of course, he created, you know, the earth going back and all that, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you as the individual. He created the spirit, then he created the body. So here's the thing. Why don't most prioritize it like that?
I like that.
You take care of your spirit, you take care of your body, you take care of everything else after that. You know what I mean? So if God made that important, that means that we should make it as equally as important. You know, take care of your body. You know what I mean? Because think about it, if you take care of your body, you don't take care of your spirit, it's off. You take care of your spirit, you don't take care of your body, it's off. Yeah. Because they're both going to affect each other if something ain't right.
100%.
You know? Yeah. And so that is first and foremost, I think, should be like a foundation as to, you know, why you want to get in, as to why you want to get in shape. Is because God, if the body wasn't important, we'd all stay the spirit. You know what I mean?
The body is needed to move throughout this life that we're in, this existence that we're in. Yep. So it definitely, like you say, it's a 100% a big priority as to what we're doing with our bodies. Yeah. 100%. I like that. That was good.
I mean,
very nice.
And one more thing is that, like, if anybody believes that you're supposed to do something on this earth, and whether you've attained it or you haven't, how your physical state is important to maintaining or following through with what you're on this earth to do. So you need to take care of your body so you can do that.
Yeah.
You know, if you are, let's say you are another example. Let's say you're an athlete. Since I'm in the world of athletes, if you're an athlete and what you do as an athlete, which is most sports, it relies on running.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you don't take care of your ankles and you roll an ankle because you're not working out and something happens by happenstance because you're not in shape for it, that takes you out of the game.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
it's as simple as that. You know, you got to take care of what you got to take care of your body so you can follow through with what you're meant to do.
Mm-hmm.
Our body is important on all levels on what we're meant to do. No matter what you're meant to do, your body is important to that.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to take care of it.
And then it always, I mean, and we're not saying anything that anyone doesn't already know. Health should be a priority, you know, trying to be as fit as you can. And I say not just fitness physically, but I think, you know, mentally as well. And it all does blend with spirituality. But at the end of the day, it's so relevant with so many other areas. Like if you're disciplined with your level of fitness, and again, Nick has said it multiple times and I'm gonna repeat it, wherever kind of fitness that is, just moving. If you didn't move last week and you start moving this week, that's moving, that's good. Any improvement is better than no improvement, right? So at the end of the day, just whatever level it is that you're doing, it is so important to just keep improving whatever level that you're at with it. And because it's all connected, you have a certain discipline and it carries over into other areas of your life, like what you're eating. Then
Absolutely.
You start moving over into what you're going to eat, what your diet is. And at the end of the day, when you are moving and you know you're doing something, we all know what's good, what's bad for us. We're not going to get here and lecture about sugar and carbs and all of that. We're not even going to get into that whole situation. But we all know what we should and what we shouldn't be doing, what we should and we shouldn't be eating. But when you have done things, you're working on yourself spiritually, whatever that spirituality thing is that you're doing, that's making you feel better. That's making you feel more equipped for this world. You're working on your diet, your food, what you're eating, what you're putting in your body. No one wants to go and work out and then go, smoke a 12-pack of cigarettes or go to the club and have about 15, 16 drinks. You might as well not even have worked out. If you're going to just be fueling the body, that's not even fueling the body. Tearing the body down, in fact, it makes no sense. So it just becomes more well-rounded if you are doing things and your mindset is about improving, and it goes beyond just your physical improvement. You're working on you being better.
Yeah.
Mentally, physically, spiritually, being better.
Yeah, exactly. I would say another thing I wanted to talk about was, and this is another thing dealing with the spiritual side of it, right?
Yeah.
And it goes about like I would say mainly my aspiration for my journey with personal training and fitness. And like we touched on at the beginning, everything on the outside is a byproduct of what you're doing on the inside. And that's not just your spirit. Your spirit is the most important thing, but after that it's what you're doing, like you just touched on, like you're eating, and stuff like that. But my personal journey with that was, like I touched on earlier, is that since I am my age and I'm proud to be in the shape that I am at my age, I didn't want nothing to kick off. I don't have any history of anything in my family major that can kick off, but that don't matter if you're not living right. You can be the first to kick something off.
Most definitely.
And I got a little off track there talking about that. But the thing I wanted to say was, as far as me and my aspiration with the personal training, was something that I heard. It was at church during praise and worship on Sunday, and one of the phrases that the lady kept saying was, "Rise up like giants." And when I hear different things, a lot of stuff now goes back to me and my personal training. When I hear different phrases and different things, and they're not all coming from the church, it's from different people. But when she said that, it hit home, because in the Bible they talk about rising up, and me personally, I'm here to be a giant
Mm-hmm.
in this field of personal fitness.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm here to
Mm-hmm.
build community and a movement
Mm-hmm.
for fitness.
Mm-hmm.
But my why for fitness goes back to one of the key phrases that I actually put on social media is to glorify the Lord and advance His kingdom
Mm-hmm.
through fitness.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So me personally, my mission, I know for a fact that my mission, God gave me the mission
Mm-hmm.
to do that. So I got to be in the best shape that I am, so I can be the example
Right.
to spark other people's,
Right. Yeah.
you know,
Mm-hmm.
their mission
Mm-hmm.
and their
reason why they're wanting to. Of
their
course.
reason why.
Yeah, their reason why.
Their reason is not gonna be my reason.
That's right.
My reason is not gonna be their reason.
100%.
But I gotta represent.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta represent.
Mm-hmm. Because if you're gonna help someone facilitate their vision, you have to look like you can help them facilitate that vision.
Exactly.
You know, if someone wants someone to do their hair, well, you expect that hairstylist. Well, okay, this won't apply for you, sir. He's a baldy up there. But you want to find out, and you want to see, well, what have they done for other people, or how are they looking? And that just goes across for anyone. If we have any service that we want to know, or hire someone to do, we want to see, well, how do you do this for you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sure you ask all the time, how do you eat?
Yeah.
How do you train? I mean, people want to know, what is it that you do? How do you do it? How you do it? So, but you could tell a person until you are completely out of breath how you do it. If they don't have a reason why they want to, it's in one ear and out the other.
Yeah.
They'll ask for fun and giggles.
Yeah.
And at that time, it seemed like they really want to do it. But if they don't have a real legitimate reason why they are wanting to start,
mm-hmm.
and an idea and a vision of where they're wanting to end with it, then, you know, they're never going to step and do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're never going to step up.
Yeah. And one of the biggest challenges with that why is that the younger a person is, the harder it is for them to actually stick with that why, because when you're young, you don't have to care about that why as much. You know what I mean? You could run all day and, you know, eat what you want, do what you want, and your metabolism gonna take care of itself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the sooner that you can get a grasp of, you know, what your why is as far as the fitness aspect of it, the better. Mm-hmm. And one thing is, you know, like we talked about earlier, what's on the outside is a byproduct, you know, but you got to get to the point where it becomes a lifestyle.
It has to be a lifestyle. It can't be a crash diet.
And everybody's heard it got to be a lifestyle, but the more you make it a lifestyle, the more it fits into your lifestyle. so you don't separate the two, and it just becomes part of your daily routine. And that's the whole point. A lot of people think that you got to live in the gym, you got to go 7 days a week. No, you don't. But you got to come up with a schedule and a routine to fit it into your life. 100%. Otherwise you're gonna fall off. After you can fit in that suit and you can fit in that dress, after that, and you done made that event, you finna go back to doing what
that
you
high school reunion,
did.
The date pass, you scratch it off the calendar, it's over.
Yeah.
Twinkies and ho-hos and donuts.
Yep. Yeah.
Crumble.
Yeah.
So, touching on that though, I definitely like where that was going with it, because it definitely, people fall off all the time. You know, the crash course situation, you in it for about 2 weeks, 3 weeks, do a 3-month long situation, but you have a goal because it's set to a date on a calendar or an event, something going on, you want to look good for that particular thing. But it's only because it's geared on one thing, fitness. Just looking good, right?
Yeah.
But that brings it back to what's deeper than that. Is it now? If it's a medical thing, that's a deeper why.
Right.
But with that medical thing, more than likely you're gonna have to change your diet. They ain't just, you know, and that don't mean just sitting around eating lettuce leaves, but change it on a level that's something that you can make that a lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? Changing it gradually is better than no change at all. And then even if it's on a spiritual level, when the more bases it touches, the more it becomes a lifestyle.
Oh, yeah.
The more it becomes a lifestyle. So I definitely like how that goes. I definitely like how that just makes so much more sense.
Yeah.
The more points it hits, the longer it's going to stick. It sticks better.
Yep. And it has to be I would say it has to be relatable to you.
Yeah.
You know, everybody's fitness journey is not cookie cutter.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta find your own groove. You gotta find your own reason. But like we just said, it has to be a lifestyle. It has to be a lifestyle, and it gets easier. It
It
gets
does.
easier no matter where you are. Even if you are out of shape, it does get easier. First thing that will get easier, and it's the most important, is the mental aspect of it. You know, you get to doing push-ups and you never did it, you might only be able to do 2. Sooner or later, you'll be able to bust out that 10, 20 that you might want to, but you gotta start somewhere.
Yeah. And then, so I want to touch on, because you got on your shirt. I know everybody is saying we got Built to Destroy going on here. I didn't wear mine. I got a lot, but I didn't wear mine today. So, Built to Destroy. Let's go into the name. Why do you love it? What does that rep for you?
I love Built to Destroy, just because to me I found it to be a general slogan that almost means like that you're ready for whatever you're ready to accomplish, or you're ready to defeat, whatever. You're built for it.
The giant.
I
like that. Right?
Yeah, you're built for it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to fitness, how you gonna build? You know, you gotta, if you're built, that means you gotta build. You gotta build on what you have, what you're doing. And Built to Destroy isn't just it can pertain to anything. You know what I mean? You're built on to take on whatever challenge in your life, that you're ready for it. And that's the main reason why I like the slogan.
Yeah, I like it. Whenever anyone asks me Built to Destroy, I always say it's a mindset.
It is a mindset.
It is. It's a mindset. You done got your mind ready, whatever it is that you feel like you're having a defeat in life, you're built to destroy it.
Yeah.
You can just run with that.
Yeah.
It goes a lot of places. I talk a lot, y'all. I can run with that forever. But
and there's more, and there's merch on the way. On the way.
Yes. Much more of that. As far as when people reach out, what kind of workout? What kind of workout? Because I know I done recorded so many different workouts. I know we've done the young, the teenagers, you've done the box jumps, but then you've worked with people that are even, in their older age.
Right.
So how do you cater your fitness to meeting people where they're at?
I cater,
because the muscles might make people feel scared that it's going to be, something wild and crazy. So
I would say I cater my workouts first and foremost to I meet you where you are. If you have some things that you don't want to work on, or you have some things that you feel that you're weak in, okay, we'll start there. But we're not going to stay there. We're not just going. That ain't going to be the whole time that we're going to stay there. What we're going to do is we're going to work on that. We're going to tackle that, take care of that, and we're going to move on. We're going to reconvene, reassess. Make sure those things are handled, but then we're going to move on to some things that might be uncomfortable for you, or that you feel are uncomfortable, but if you trust the trainer, you'll be all right. I know that you're ready for it, and you're going to do some things that you didn't think you could do.
Yeah.
That's where it becomes fun. And as a trainer, you don't want a client to just stay where they're at. You want them to be able to progress. You want them to get better, so you can do more things. And a lot of my training, I like it to be functional for what you want to do in life. You know what I mean? You don't have to be an athlete, but if you're an athlete, of course, you want it to be functional to what you're doing as an athlete. But if you're not an athlete, you want it to be functional for what you do every day in life. And what you do, you don't want it to feel like a task. So that's what you will work on. You will work on things that will get you stronger in areas of things that you do in your normal day, every day, and we make sure those are under control first before we move on. So I like to have fun with fitness. So that's why I was like, you tackle what needs to be tackled first, and then after that, that's where the fun begins.
Mm-hmm.
After you get those things in order and you keep going and you get better and you kind of like impress yourself.
Yeah.
You become a fan of yourself after a while.
You do.
And that's where it really becomes fun.
When you
Then
can
it's time
start
to look in the
bragging
mirror.
at people,
Yeah.
well, for me anyway, when I can start bragging at people what I can lift with kettlebells, it's like, oh no, girl, I do more than that. I do more than that. I do more than that. But to also, at the end of the day, it's really awesome, and I'm talking about from my own personal experience. And when me and a cousin, we were training, when her and I were doing training and stuff.
Yeah.
Being able to see the increments grow, when you can see the workout, and now, okay, we were starting off at this, and now we ended up doing 200 of some rep. Is you start to kind of really have that kind of momentum to keep going. And it took a long time for you to convince me weights are good.
Yeah.
Took a lot of years
Yeah.
for him to convince me weights are good, but weights are amazing. So I want to wrap back around here. It just, as you were talking, it reminded me, as we're talking about like the discipline of working out and stuff. And the biggest correlation for the faith end of this that comes to my mind as I'm listening to you is we talked about dedication, but aside from that, when it comes to the faith aspect, faith is of things that you can't see. And so a person that's usually trying to get fit is probably someone who sees themselves as not fit, right?
Right.
So they have to have a vision and have faith, or have hopes or desire a vision of what they're wanting that outcome to be.
Right.
Even though they may see themselves overweight, they may see their blood pressure up, they may have diabetes and different things that are health issues and concerns, mental, depression and things that's wrapped around so many of the different medicines that they're having to be on. But having faith is the same as seeing what you do not see now, believing it's to happen. And so it takes that same dedication to continuously have faith in your spirituality, and as you're walking through this life. And it takes that same dedication and commitment to working out on the physical, the mental, working on your mental, working on all of it. And it all goes together, right?
It does.
Yeah.
It does all go
Seeing
together.
yourself in a better place than where you're at.
Yep, exactly. And the more you work out, the more you'll see it.
Mm-hmm.
The more you'll see it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. A better version of yourself.
Better version of yourself. You know, you start seeing past the, seeing past the smoke, and it won't be as demystified. You know what I mean? You'll start to get better. Clarity will start to happen as to as to what's going on in fitness.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a pretty good talk. You know. I think we're gonna wrap it up.
My leadership is talking, y'all.
Yeah.
He can have them weights. Mine is over here. I do.
Yeah, we definitely got to do this again.
Yeah, this was fun. This was really fun. So, where I think we're about to. So I wanted to touch on a couple people that we like to listen to.
Okay.
All right. Can I go first?
Go ahead.
All right. So I'm gonna give a big shout out. I am a big fan. I have been changing the ways that I eat. It's not going to be for everybody. It works for me. That works, So, but if anyone interested, there's a person I like to listen to, Yaki Awaken. Everything, I'm not for everything, but I take what things I do that do resonate, right? I think that's all you can really do in life, Everything, you don't follow a person 100% and may not agree 100%, but there's a lot of great nuggets that I've picked up from listening to him speak about physical health and the things that we're eating. Also, Bobby Price. I love listening to him. He's actually a fruitarian. I'm not a fruitarian. I'm not a vegetarian, but I am starting to become more conscious about what I'm eating. And so I get a lot from them. Who else?
That you like to listen to? Those would probably be the main two that I...
That I'm always ranting about.
Yeah.
So they all have books, podcasts. You can find them on YouTube if you happen to be interested. I'm starting to like to get into some Pilates. I've been doing my running. I've always admired running, just trying to build my stamina up. So it's a lot of run walks. So far, I'm up to the 2 miles 3 times out the week. So I've been making gradual changes, always messing with Nick's workouts, doing my workouts that he's written on the days that I do them. And the goal to move. I might not be the fastest runner, but I am moving and there is improvement. And I think that alone speaks volumes for anybody. Just move. You don't have to completely wipe everything from your diet and just start fresh, because you won't stick to it anyway. But just making the small improvements. If you're drinking a lot of soda, cut it out. Maybe only do it 2-3 days. Eventually, maybe only 2 days. Eventually, maybe only Friday. All of it is making an improvement.
Yeah.
You don't have to reinvent the wheel. Eat less, move more.
Yeah. That's simple.
That's simple. If only it was that simple.
A couple of people I like to listen to. One is it was Tony Evans. I like to listen to him because his message it's not fitness based, but it's faith. It's more just about faith, and he just kept it so black and white. And the other person is Joel Tubman, and he does in his messages. He will combine faith and fitness and business and all kind of stuff. I like to listen to those two a lot. They help me. I get nuggets from them, and they help me. With my philosophies, and kind of help me streamline my mental approach and focus toward faith and fitness. So I like to listen to those two. And one thing I wanted to touch on before we end, I wanted to be clear that even though we are about faith and fitness and Christianity, and that's what we stand on, we don't want to make it seem like that we want to shun away people that are non-believers. We want them to come too. You know what I mean? We want them to listen, to train. You know what I mean? We just want to be,
because everybody has their own why.
Everybody has their own path. Exactly. We just want to be that. We just want to be that inspiration, but also let it be clear, what we believe. I just wanted to put that out there. And the last thing I got to say is, I've thought about this actually for a long time too. Christianity is not just a belief; it's also an action. If you believe in Christ, it's more than just believing. You actually got to move and do something.
You got to move. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The action. 100%. Yeah. 100%. That's in everything. You ain't gonna get nothing done if you don't get up off the couch and do something. Yeah. Everything starts with a thought.
Exactly.
So how many of y'all out there having a thought that you want to make a change? Everything starts with a thought. There is no action without it first starting with a thought. Right. And some of those thoughts are actually brewing from the Spirit. You like that, didn't you?
I did.
I can tell you dug that.
Yeah. You got anything else?
No, I think that's it. But more to come.
More to come.
Some sessions will be starting upcoming for personal training. I have a podcast that I'll be starting because, like I said, I have the gift of gab, and I'd love to talk about some things that are on my mind. So I'll be announcing that soon. 100% going to be doing more of these with you, honey.
Definitely.
100%. This was awesome, and so excited to stand beside you as you're growing in this journey. Basketball training, personal training, faith-based training. All of it. Love
all of it. Yeah, we don't know what's to come.
We don't know what's to come. Y'all don't know what's to come. So just keep on improving what you're doing.
And I can be reached on Facebook, Instagram. Instagram is Built to Destroy, and my Yahoo email is builttodestroy80@yahoo. I can be reached on Facebook, either Nick Hurd or Built to Destroy. You can reach out to me that way. And that was good. That was good.
Y'all leave in the comments some things that maybe you are wanting to work on. I know everybody is got some weight loss thing that they have in mind, but even just people that just have wanting to move. Just wanting to move. How you want to move? What you doing to move? What you doing? How you doing it? Share that, because I think we're all one and the same. Everybody has their different reasons, yes, but everybody, if you're like-minded, is all having some type of journey that they're trying to walk through. And so we can all encourage each other. We can start that right here. The community can start right here. Add it in the comment.
Yeah, we can.
All right.
And I want to thank God for giving us this opportunity to do this podcast and share our thoughts and our insight on fitness. And I thank God for you.
Oh, those are brownie points. I thank God for you. Thank you. All right. And y'all be blessed.